I guess if I could, you guys mind if I go first with the first game? I'm going
Do
to be
it.
very quick with it. I wanted to talk about. I kind of threw some games at these guys just before the 4th of July, just to kind of gauge interest or what you guys would think would be fun to cover. And I ended up going with a game called Captain America. What was it called? I almost said Future Soldier. It's Super Soldier. I was wrong. I guess just a little bit of background on this game. It is a 2011 game. I had some information. Anyways, it's made by I think it was High Voltage, and then there was another developer that kind of helped out with the port essentially for the Wii, because I guess somebody previous developer did other games, but essentially it was pretty fun. I mean, have you guys heard anything about this game? I'm assuming probably not. Phoenix probably has a
I
copy.
Yeah, I have a copy I think for the 360. Haven't played it. I heard relatively favorable things about the 360 version. I know for a while that game was kind of creeping up in price too. It was getting a little hard to find. I think some people were looking at it as like a hidden gem. So I'm not sure. I mean, Wii versions are typically a little watered down comparative to some of the other consoles of that generation. But I don't know. I heard good things overall. So you're saying that the Wii version held up for the most part?
Well, I'm kind of showing you guys a little bit of my gameplay. Looks,
Man, he's a chunky,
he's
a very thick cap.
he's a.
Yeah, he is.
If
He's
you
pretty
don't know,
big.
actually, Chris Evans actually voiced him in this game. So it is all Chris Evans voiced. If you, they have
It's
that
not
like
just clips from the movie. It's straight up
no,
like they got to do VO.
yeah, on the back of the box it literally says voiced by Captain America himself or whatever. So
That's back when they could probably still afford it because the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe
oh,
barely took off at that point.
this was like after the first movie where it was like before the MCU was totally fully developed.
What was this? The Was it the fourth movie in the MCU? Because you had Iron Man was technically the first. What came after that? Was it Captain America after that? Well, they did that that
Was that
Edward Norton
Edward Norton
Hulk,
Hulk movie? I was going to say that technically was one of the first two, probably.
and then it was and Iron Man 2 was in there somewhere, and then Thor and Cap. So it was like the
Mm.
fourth or fifth one. So very early on.
Very early on, yeah. I think this is one of your favorite Marvel movies, isn't it? Technically, the first one.
Yeah, I know
Has
most
it
people
not
don't
aged well?
agree.
Or I thought you were going to say it hasn't.
I think it has. I like it. I mean, I can understand when people would criticize it. I like the kind of period piece kind of setting it's in, the 1950s backdrop. Kind of the cinematography around that kind of glows up the whole 1950s with a cool kind of aesthetic. And I don't know, I liked the way they told that story. I like the way at the end it kind of transitions over into modern times. I liked what's his face as Red Skull.
Hugo
Help me
Weaving?
out.
I think it
The
was
elf.
Hugo
Was it
Weaving.
Hugo Weaving? Yeah.
Yeah,
I was actually really
Matrix guy.
disappointed when they switched him out for what was it, Endgame or Infinity War? One of them.
Mm, that's
But
right, they did
either
do
way,
that.
yeah.
I guess I should say, if you want I guess I can kind of, well, I'll show you, but so this game came out 2011. It, to give you kind of a brief summation of like the gameplay itself, what other superhero video game series around this time was huge around 2011?
Superhero video games. I'm trying to think.
Not
The only thing I can
necessarily
think of.
Marvel.
Oh, well, the only thing I can think of is Ultimate Alliance, not Marvel.
Well,
Like
one of my other
DC.
favorite heroes, yeah, the Arkham games.
Uh,
Ark,
oh, was
Ark,
Arkham out around this time? I guess it
Ark,
was.
because the first Arkham game I think was like '07 or '08, maybe '09. So this is around the time I think Arkham City came out, or maybe Arkham might
Really?
have been on its way. So this game very much utilizes that like Arkham combat, where
Hmm.
it's you have like one or two buttons that do attacks, but it's very like
Reactionary kind of thing where you
reactionary.
wait.
Where
Yeah.
you wait for them to attack and
So many
stuff.
action games around that time stole that. I mean, even like the Spider-Man games, the modern ones by Insomniac,
Hmm.
they have that essentially where your Spidey sense goes off and you can react to the combat.
It's the
So
same thing here. Like something happens above their heads when they're getting ready to attack, and you just hit the counter button. I don't know. I just thought that was a fun little tidbit that it's like this game came out at around the time Arkham was huge, and
sure.
it's like it very much utilizes that. The game does have some other cool features. I'm trying to show it, but they do a lot of stuff actually with Cap's shield. Um, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually almost like an aiming mechanic with his shield, where they
Hmm.
actually utilize it not only with combat but also with solving puzzles. So like if you press like right, I think it was like, oh man, the Wii buttons are weird, but on the right, almost like where the right trigger is, there's almost a thing that it slows down time, and you can like line up things to hit an order or something to do certain puzzles. You can also do it with enemies. Like here, you can see that. I don't know if you can,
Yeah.
but yeah, and that's all Wii motion controlled, so it's like really you can tell I'm struggling with it. Yeah, but it's
It's
kind of
like watching
cool.
you play Skyward Sword all over again.
It's kind of cool. I mean, I would say for the time that's like there's some, I don't want to say innovative ideas, but there's some interesting things that they were attempting to do with this game. I would just say overall, like the story was kind of bland. I mean, I didn't finish the game. I played maybe 2.5, 3 hours, I think, and it was
Hmm.
fun. I had no like, I, I think this is a game that I could see would have been like if I would have played it at the time, I would have said that's a fun game. It was good. I don't know. That's about
Okay.
all I got to say.
I'd be curious to know if the 360 slash PS3 version
Yes.
is better. Because like sometimes the Wii games, are just like watered down ports where it's mostly like a graphical downgrade, and then some games are like completely different. Like they'll have completely different structures, gameplay, levels, all of it. So I'm curious if that's a similar case here, or if it's just a graphical downgrade.
Probably
So
should have
I
been
think
something I looked up, but I don't know. All I played was the Wii version. I don't
either
know
way.
if how it was totally different developer though that did the Wii port, so I'm assuming there's probably a a fairly good chance that it's different.
Fair enough.
Okay, but yeah, overall, I just throwing it out there. I would definitely recommend this game if you like superheroes. If you like, if you like the Arkham games and you really enjoy some of that combat, it was fun and oh, I can't think of the word. It was unique, I would say, in terms of like the aiming with the motion and the shield and everything. It was
Did it
interesting.
make you love America more while you were playing it for the Fourth of
Oh,
July weekend?
nothing killing Nazis.
There
Nothing
you go.
nothing more Fourth of July.
Nothing more red, white, and blue than that. So.
Okay, so